Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're fishing on the beautiful Belaya River, one of those places that just feels peaceful every time you come back. In this session, we'll be targeting grayling and trout, two amazing fish that are quite common here, and both put up a really fun fight, especially when using light tackle. But this video is a bit different, because we're not using spinning gear or spoons today. We're going with a Bolognese setup, a calmer, more technical style of fishing that lets you really feel the drift of the bait and every little vibration that might mean a bite. I'll start out using a decent rod, something balanced, sensitive, and comfortable to handle. And later in the session, I'll switch to a basic, very cheap rod to show that you don't need expensive gear to enjoy this game or catch some great fish. Today's bait is a black beetle, an artificial insect that perfectly imitates those little bugs that often fall into the water and trigger both trout and grayling to strike. I'm fishing it at around 80 centimeters deep, just enough to let it drift naturally with the current. This kind of fishing is slower, more visual. You let the bait float with the current, watching the float move gently on the surface. Sometimes it stops just a little, sometimes it dips quickly under the water, and that's the moment we're waiting for. What I love about Bolognese fishing is that it makes you read the water. You start to notice the flow, the eddies, the small changes in speed or depth, and all of that helps you understand where the fish might be. Let's talk a bit about the species we're after. Trout love cold, clear, well-oxygenated water. Here in Belaya River, you'll often find them near shaded banks, behind rocks, or in calm pockets where they can wait for insects or small fish to drift by. They're opportunistic feeders, and that's why a beetle imitation like this works so well. It looks and behaves just like a natural meal floating downstream. Grayling, on the other hand, also prefer cold water but tend to stay in faster, more oxygen-rich currents. They're elegant, active fish with that tall, colorful dorsal fin that makes them so recognizable, even though they behave differently. Grayling and trout often share the same sections of the river. It's not unusual to catch a grayling and then, just minutes later, a trout using the same bait and the same setup. The black beetle is a great all-around choice here. Its dark color contrasts nicely against the water without looking unnatural, and you don't need to add much action. Just let it drift gently. On bright days, darker colors like black or brown tend to work best, while on cloudy days or near sunset, switching to lighter or more reflective insect baits can make a big difference. As for depth, 80 centimeters is a great starting point, but don't be afraid to adjust, sometimes raising the bait closer to the surface or lowering it by 10 or 20 centimeters completely changes how the fish respond. In general, grayling are more active early in the morning or late in the afternoon, when the light is soft and the water cools down a bit. Trout can bite throughout the day, but they often get more aggressive with changing light or when insects are more active on the surface. What makes Bolognese fishing so enjoyable is the control it gives you. You can guide the drift, feel the flow of the line, and time your strike just right. It's a quiet, patient way to fish, almost meditative. It's not about rushing from spot to spot or casting over and over. It's about slowing down, observing, adjusting, and enjoying the calm of the river. And that's something Russian fishing does really well. Even through a screen, it captures that relaxing rhythm, the waiting, the gentle tension on the line, that little moment when the float dips and you know you've got something. Over the course of this session, you'll see how both rods, the decent one and the cheap one, can produce similar results. Because in the end, fishing isn't just about gear, it's about patience, awareness, and technique. Sometimes the simplest setup catches the most fish: a basic rod, a light float, and a small, well-presented bait. And when that float disappears and the line tightens, that's what makes it all worth it. Especially when it's a solid grayling over a kilo, or a strong trout that runs downstream and makes you work for it. Another small but important tip: keep your drag just loose enough. Letting the fish run a little helps protect your line and prevents break-offs, especially with lighter tackle. If you're new to Bolognese fishing, try using fine lines, small floats, and pay attention to the wind and current speed. Those little details make a big difference in how natural your presentation looks. And if you haven't tried it yet, the black beetle is a great way to start. It works wonderfully for grayling trout, and even the occasional curious fish that just can't resist taking a bite. Throughout this session, we'll have some nice catches and, more importantly, a calm, The enjoyable fishing experience, the kind that helps you unwind and just appreciate the river. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to leave a like, it really helps the channel out. And if you've got any questions or suggestions, feel free to drop a comment below. I always read them. And of course, if you're new here, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future fishing sessions. Now sit back, relax, and let's enjoy this peaceful Bolognese fishing session together here on Belaya River, going after trout and grayling with our black beetle bait.